To give you a quick background, growing up my entire life, I had sickle cell, which is
Okay.
basically a disease where my red blood cells, instead of them being a circle, they're kind of like the shape of a banana or a sickle. And
Being an artist, sometimes you're able to capture those little moments and like, yeah, I got this, and then boom, here
Turn
comes
it
a song, or
yeah.
boom, here comes a painting, and like,
never been so grateful for the people that I met.
Time doesn't exist, there's more to what we see. Let's sit down, talk about it, let's just call it P.O.T, P.O.T, yeah. Let's call it P.O.T, P.O.T, yeah. Let's call it P.O.T.
Pontification of Thought Podcast.
what up, P.O.T heads? I got a very talented artist in the house today, making a lot of noise in Chicago, but I'm gonna let him introduce himself real quick. So,
Hello, how's it going, y'all? My name is Bravo. I'm an artist based in the Chicagoland area. I've been making music for about, I want to say, 4 or 5 years now. I mainly play guitar in a lot of my music. I have a lot of influence based off of bossa nova and jazz music in general, so that's seen a lot of my music.
nice. And if you guys stick around, he has a little surprise for you guys. And I got to witness a little bit beforehand, but man, how good is it to drink some water right
Honestly,
now?
it's
Right?
great. Water is one of the best things ever. I'm not gonna lie, it's so slept on. Like, I have a few homies who will be like, yo, like, I don't be drinking water for real. I'm just like, what do you mean? Like, you literally need
Like,
water
we're
to
made
live.
out of
right,
water.
exactly. Like 70%
Well, you
or
need
so.
it,
so.
like for real, because water is like life, bro. Like,
Literally,
water is
literally.
life. We cook with it. Life comes from it.
Clean with
we
it.
drink. Yeah, we
Right.
clean. What else? There's so many things like keeping yourself cleansed. A lot of things. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, it's
they use it for
important.
power. But anyway,
Exactly.
like water is like a life force of itself, like a life form in a way that
100%.
is part of us, right? Because we need that. Like we need it for sure.
Definitely. It's good to stay hydrated.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, for sure. So going to the music thing. So how long have you been doing it like overall? Like
So overall, I want to say when I really started doing music for real, I think I was like 15 years old. It was around the time, I think literally right before COVID had hit. I had just gotten broken up with, and my guitar was sitting there. I got it when I was like 13. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna learn how to play for real. So I think maybe a couple weeks after that, quarantine ended up putting everybody on lockdown. So
Yeah.
I was just in the home and I had nothing better to do. So I started playing guitar. I think like maybe one of the first songs I ever learned was like Best Part by Her, Honesty by Pink Sweats. Like songs like that I loved at the time. Like I was obsessed with it. So
those are like upbeat, right? Like,
yeah, they're like upbeat R&B. They're just like really like sappy love song type of vibes. So I was all for that back in the day, and I really wanted to like learn myself. I was like, yo, like this is amazing. I love how people can just take instruments and take these different things in their own voice and create something with it.
Right.
So I wanted to be a part of that, and then on top of that, like between going through quarantine and getting broken up with, it was just like the perfect recipe for me to like start taking it seriously. And so I did that for maybe, I want to say 2 years before I started being like, all right, like I'm good enough at this to the point where I should start writing. And I always had a thing for it. Like it was always something I was keen to, whether it was writing poems, writing stories in class in English, when we would have essays that we had to, write or whatever. Like I love doing stuff like that. So I was
Right.
like, why don't I make songs too?
Yeah,
so-
because when like lyrics and the music, oh man, there's something about some good ass music with some good lyrics that it just flows and you like, it feels good as you intake it, like
It
if you're
hits
the listener,
different,
right?
yeah.
Exactly, right? And you could tell the devotion in the artist too when they're working on it. Like
100%.
who was like your influences, kind of like.
I say when I first started, I think some of my biggest influences were Rex Orange County, Daniel Caesar, a little bit of Khalid. He was really good too. I used to get compared to him a lot actually,
Oh, yeah.
which I don't really believe. But anyways, those were like my top 3 for a long time. And then as time went on and I started, I guess, diversifying my listening and who I was interested in, I'd say like Tyler the Creator has been up there. Samara Sins for sure recently. I've had all of her stuff on repeat for like a week.
Right.
And then the artist Ale Araya, she's really good. I got to see her live last October, and Greek as well. They're just amazing artists overall. I really like what they do and what they got going on. So like they're people who inspire me for sure.
Right, and like, does the talent like run in the family too, or like?
So yeah, funny enough, actually everybody in my family besides my mom is musically inclined in one way or another. We just love the arts. My dad plays guitar.
Oh.
My brother plays like everything under the sun: bass, upright bass, trombone,
Damn.
trumpet, tuba. You think
Parties
of it, he's
must
played
be
it.
lit
Yeah.
at your house, bro. Like,
And
everybody
then-
get an instrument. Let's do
Yeah,
this.
the same with my sister. She plays the clarinet. We were all in choir growing up too, and my brother continued with choir going into university. He's like, it's so crazy. We've had times where like we'll have his choir homies over, and they'll just start doing a cappella in the middle of the house. I'm talking, it's 11 p.m. at night, and we got like an angelic choir in my room.
Damn.
It was great.
That's
But-
dope. That's
So
dope.
yeah, my mom loves music. She doesn't really make music or anything like that, but she loves listening. So it runs in the family, I'd say.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, I mean, like having access to someone that knows how to play guitar, and like probably growing up hearing like
Yeah.
the correct notes, that helps you a lot. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
That's because some artists start late.
Yeah.
You know, some don't even take the chance. Some, whatever. But like when you are taught at an early age to be like in tune with stuff, and then you got your whole family doing it.
Yeah,
that's
it's like-
that's dope, bro. That's a blessing. to
Almost
be
like it
in.
was meant to be. Definitely a blessing. Yeah.
And like what would you say you like after you said what happened to you? You were like, I'm just gonna start writing this. But like you went into that, but what was it that was like, you know what, I should just do this as a career?
So, like I said, during quarantine, I didn't really have much better to do, and there was this app that maybe you're familiar with. I know some people will definitely be familiar with it, but it was called Yubo. And so what I would do once I started to like, be a little bit more confident with music, I was like, I'm gonna go on these lives and just start singing. I'm gonna just start doing things, putting my stuff out there, and seeing how people react to it. I wanted to get reactions from strangers because it helped me be better as an artist for one, and then be more confident at the same time. And so one of those times I was in a live and I ended up meeting this guy. We call him DP. He's one of my I'd still say he's one of my closest homies, at least as in terms of how much I respect I have for him. Like, I would not have any music out if it wasn't for him. So we ended up being in the same live. He heard some of my stuff. He's like, yo, I got a homie who stays in so-and-so area. He's not too far from you. If you want to slide, like, I'm going to try and see if he would be down to let you slide to his studio. I want to say maybe anywhere from 3 days to a couple of weeks went by, and he hit me back. He's like, yo, if you got something going on this Friday, cancel it. If you got work, cancel it. If you got school, don't go. So I stopped
That's how
everything
you
I was
know.
doing, yeah.
That's crazy.
He ended up being like, just slide. So they came, they schooled me from my crib. It was around 3 p.m., I want to say. I get to this studio. Amazing looks from like somebody. We're in high school at this point in time, so seeing somebody with such an advanced setup, I was just like, yo, it's crazy. So bro's studio, he's one of my closest friends to this day. He's literally like a brother to me. His name is Mars. He ended up being the one who like owned the studio or whatever, and he had a song that he was working on at the time. There was an open verse on it, so he's like, yo, like, if you think you can write to this, I'll write. So I want to say maybe 15 to 30 minutes later, I got a full verse. I spat it on the beat or whatever, and he loved it. And so he was like, yo, like, if you want to record something, go for it. And I actually have a clip of the first song that I ever recorded. It was Love in the Summer. I remember going into that experience, I was just like, if I don't like this, or if I'm not rocking with the vibes of being in a studio, I'm never doing this again, So it was all or nothing for me. I've always been that way. And I ended up recording the song one take, both the guitar and the vocals. I did it one take. I had been practicing it all that time, so I was really locked in. Once
Hell
getting
yeah.
into it and hearing how it sounded afterwards, hearing my own voice and the guitar on a beat recorded, it was just, there was nothing like it.
You
I
like,
decided
"That's
from that
it.
point,
This
I
is
was
all
like,
I'm
yeah, this
gonna
is what
do."
I'm doing forever. So yeah.
That's dope. So in the overall, what would you say like your overall style is?
So I'd say it switches a lot, actually. I love switching genres. I think for the main base of my style, I'd say it's always got some type of jazz influence to it. When it comes to the way I play guitar, it's very jazzy. I don't really play any rock chords or anything that's too simple. I always love switching it up and making it a little weird.
Nice. So hold on real quick. Who like jazz players who
Ooh, now that is a good question. I'd say people who do jazz beats well. There was a very heavy man.
No, I'm saying from the old school.
Oh,
like the,
old school, Nat King Cole. Nat King Cole for sure.
yeah.
I'd say he's one of my favorites. Obviously, there's like Frank Sinatra, Bobby Darin. Those are like some of the three those are the three I listen to the most often. But I just love old school jazz.
Yeah, and then
too.
Chicago got a lot of the
A
blues
lot.
and the jazz.
A
Like when
lot.
you go to some spots, man, you hear the.
Yup.
Ooh, you
When
know?
they get into it.
Yeah, so no, but go ahead. So you do you go from jazz to like
So, for example, just to give you like a brief record of the stuff I've done so far. Like my last release, Shark's Nest, was a pop rock song. The song before that was No Strings. That was more.
I heard that one, yeah.
That one was like, it was like somewhere between pop with like a Jersey Club beat, and then I was just trying to like make a fun song that like.
The video is dope. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go check it out. But yeah. But like and that what that other than those styles, do you do also like hip hop and
I've tried. I'd say there are definitely some songs like, for example, I want to say Loch Ness, which is a song I have with one of my homies, W, who's an amazing artist as well. We ended up doing that song together, and I think that's probably the closest I've ever gotten to hip hop, as well as one of my other strong songs, which like, I don't know, like I've been making so much I be forgetting, but yeah, I'd say I've done hip hop before too. R&B, I love all of that type of stuff. It's great, and it just like anything that speaks to me for real. I'm open to doing any genre. Like if I wouldn't be surprised if I started doing some like death metal or something at some point. Like, but yeah,
I from the stuff that I heard, man, that's like you snap, man. Like
Thank you.
Like did you come up with like the instrumental and everything yourself, and then
Yeah.
the production, was that you as well, or?
So when it comes to instrumentals, writing the lyrics, production, all of that up until the part where it needs to be engineered, everything else is me. I'd say when it gets to polishing the song and making it sound right, that's when I like start needing help. I got my homie
Right.
Max, Frank. They're two out of the three of the only engineers I trust to work on my stuff. The other one was the one I mentioned earlier, DP.
Right.
But they really are what brings my music to life. I feel like I can get it to a certain point, but I wouldn't be able to do it without them. So
Yeah, like it is crazy, right? That like sometimes you find the right engineer. Like sometimes you have to go through a few of them, you know?
yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Because everyone has their own little style, and then eventually you're like, oh, yeah, that's how I hear it.
Yeah.
You hear it the same way I hear it, and it's crazy how that frequency of thought just and you're like
Being on the same wavelength.
yeah,
literally.
like
Yeah.
it is about that, right? Like being on the same like energy vibe, and just be like, okay, cool. I like the vibe. I like what this is at. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's crazy too, cause like I said, and a good engineer, there's a lot of good ones. I
Yeah.
mean, there is a lot of good ones. You know what I'm saying? But according to the artist, you know, it's gonna
vary,
it's gonna vary a lot, and like, you know, you found your place, so and it
I'm-
sounds amazing, man.
Thank
Like,
you.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's a blessing that I've got so lucky, and like really I didn't have to do too much exploring when it came to engineers. There are definitely some people that like, I feel like as artists in general, you always have those people where it's like they want to reach out to you and make music with you and all that. And like, I'd love to be making music and being in spaces where I can make music, but not everybody has the same ideas as you. So it's about finding those people who are like in tune or in line with what you're going for, the vision that you're trying to reach, and who can take it to that level, you know? So it's really a blessing that I've been able to find those people early on, because not everybody gets that, but the experience nonetheless is still great.
And that's actually a strength to be able to say that, to what you just said, because as an artist, sometimes you don't want to admit that you need help.
Yeah.
That you need another ear, that you need someone else's intake, because you're so close to the project that you don't know the variations that you could add to it or take off or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And it takes a little bit of an ego checking, like, hey, you know what? I need some fucking help.
Right.
You
Be
know-
humble a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Be humble, and like that, and that's the good part too. That, and I think an engineer appreciates that too. Like
Yeah.
if you're like you come in there humble, like, oh, look, I just want to get this shit, this sounding really good,
Right.
you know. And if you connect on that vibe, it makes real great music, like the stuff you have.
A really big thing for me too is literally being able to ask my engineers, even if they aren't really that strong on the production aspect. Like I always love asking and just being like, "Yo, like, what are you hearing on this right now? Like, is there anything I'm missing that you think would sound good?" Like, I love to give them the creative freedom to add to the beat because at the end of the day, like what I'm making right now is gonna take teamwork anyways. So I'd rather also have the listening ears of the people who are hearing it from the viewer's perspective almost, you know, be able to tell me like, hey, like I think it would be really cool if you added some pianos here, or like let's throw in a saxophone, why not? You know, like just stuff like that. I love hearing it because it makes songs better. I wholeheartedly believe it takes things to the next level.
Yeah, and being able to put texture to songs, like it just tastes different too when you're listening.
Agreed,
You know what I'm
agreed,
saying?
yeah.
Like, did you grow up here in Chicago or?
So for the most part, I was born in Michigan actually.
Okay.
That's a whole nother story in and of itself. But after being born in Michigan, I moved out here like immediately. And then I've been in the Chicagoland area. I started off in Melrose Park, and then I live a little bit closer towards like, it's like that mid suburb area. I'm like 30 minutes from the city, around there. So
Yeah.
I've been out here basically since then. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, cause like you know, the thing about artistry too, right? Like putting yourself in places is like you have to travel and
A
like
lot.
you know, you gotta know the city, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like you being I mean, you didn't spend too much time in Michigan, so it's not
No,
like
yeah.
it's not like you're gonna be getting lost out here and shit.
True.
But like, what are the things other than music you say you're into? Like,
So, right now in school, I'm studying graphics design, photography, cinematography. So, like we mentioned earlier about the No Strings music video, I actually shot and recorded that all myself.
Oh, shit.
Color grading, music, getting everything together in that video was all me. It took me maybe about 3 days to get done to my liking. But I'd say I'm obsessed with just capturing, whether it's photo or video, all of that type of stuff, media, like I'm equally as obsessed with that as I am with music. So I love being able to bring the ideas I'm seeing in my head to life. And yeah, it's great. Like
it was as a director, like for like video stuff. Do you
Yeah.
like plan it out ahead of time, or you just go by like, let me see what I feel on the day out?
So I will say that there is a little bit of planning that goes into it, at least as in terms of like lyrically speaking. I'm kind of thinking like, okay, how do I express these lyrics and act them out in a video? But then I'm really just run and gun everything sometimes. Like I love just like getting in there. Spontaneity is like a big thing for me.
Yeah,
So
okay.
having a basic outline is always good. Like you can't really make a video without it, at least not a good one. But
True. You gotta have some structure.
yeah, so
Right.
doing that, I'd say for the most part, like I really be improvising. So yeah.
Yeah, cause now in the video thing, like who are your influences in that form?
Man, now if I had to name names, there's this one person on Instagram. I think they go by Kova Cut, but just the way that she has her stuff set up, like I feel like it's amazing. Trying to think of other artists that are really, really good when it comes to that. Smino has always had really good music videos as well. He's another big inspiration of mine.
Right.
And then just honestly, anything that has like that specific like Y2K, early 2000s skater vibe, like stuff like that.
And with editing, like, is that a headache to you? Cause like
Oh.
I do my own stuff too, like, and like editing is that part that you're like, oh man.
For me, as weird as it may be, like that's actually probably one of the best parts for me. I think I have a harder time recording than editing because when I get to the editing part, I'm head empty 5 hours.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just sit there, lock in, and get it done.
Right.
But when it comes to recording, it's like you gotta try and figure things out. If you're working with other people too, you gotta see what they think about the scenes you're about to be on. So that part can be a little hard, but I love the editing. I don't mind it at all. Yeah.
Yeah, cause that whole doing, you know, it's time consuming.
Yeah, very,
That's
very
time
Yeah.
consuming. So you're doing music, you're doing video. What else? Like with graphics, do you like paint and like do?
So I do a little bit of painting and drawing as well in my free time. I'd say on the more, I guess, artsy side of things, that's where my sister really like comes into play. She's done some cover art for me in the past. And then like I can get rough sketches
shit, that's
down.
nice.
So like doing stuff like that isn't hard for me, but she's the one who really takes that to the next level. So it's like I do love doing things like that with graphics design even too. I'd say I focus a lot more on editorial type pieces. So my end goal was always, if I was doing music, I also wanted to be doing stuff for magazines. I wanted to be making editorial pieces where it's like, this looks professional. I wanted to do modeling, all of that stuff. Like, it's still something I'm working on currently, you know, but like the end goal is I'd like to be able to have or be under like an agency that does stuff like that, so that way,
like, sort of speaking, like in a fashion way too.
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Right, yeah.
I definitely like that.
Because I could tell the style. I mean, I could, you know, you got some style. You know?
Thank you.
So like, and it is crazy, right? Because like, artists, to be creative, you need to be free in every aspect.
100%. Yeah.
You know, you can't just be focusing on one thing. Because like, if you're an artist, you really sometimes you see something and you just wanna create that art.
Yeah.
You know, and having that outlet to be able to do it is like, it's soothing for some reason,
100%.
right?
It's like one of the best outlets I feel like personally for like expressing yourself. Because even like you're saying, like sometimes it's not even music that inspires you to make music. It's something you see or like something you hear, or like just something like that you're feeling in that moment that makes you want to create. And so like being able to have access to those things on all aspects, not just the music aspect, is really big and really important for me as well. But yeah.
I am, in my opinion, like, I think that everyone in the world has that. Like, everyone has that one time where you see something, your kid, a dog, something.
Yeah.
You see it, you're walking, or a thought or something comes through, and you just feel that like euphoria, like, oh man.
Yeah.
And being an artist, sometimes you're able to capture those little moments and like, yeah, I got this, and then boom, here
Turn
comes
it
a
into
song,
something,
or
yeah.
boom, here comes a painting, and like, that's amazing to me,
It
being
is.
part of like human, and that goes back to like being on the same vibe, right? Like, when you're creating with your engineer, like, it's almost like you both painting, you both part of the
Literally, yeah.
painting, right? Like,
Yeah.
you both putting the same energy in there, you're both listening, and you're seeing it, and like sometimes lyrics will bring like visuals in your mind, and you're like, you see it, and you're like, oh yeah.
This is going exactly where I wanted to.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
And that feeling, right? Like that.
It's a great feeling to begin with, and then just on top of that, being around people. Like, another big thing for me too is like I like to have my homies in the studio with me. Like, if there's people that are free and available to be there, like I want them there too, because like not only am I creating and sharing with them something that I love doing, but they love hearing it. So it's like it's a win-win for everybody there, you know? So it's just cool having that like community of people that you can bring around and just, you know, really create and do things together with, you know?
Right, especially because if you feel the love, that energy just, I don't know, man. I'm always saying this on the podcast, sorry people, but like, it's the energy that you feel from others, and like sometimes there's energy that just uplifts you.
Yeah.
And it helps you. And like, and me, like when I meet people like you, bro, every time I meet someone that's talented as you, I'm like, yeah, that helps me. I feed off of your energy, and I'm left with like, yeah, you know, because that's how it feels when you have like your people with you, and they're like listening, and like, hell yeah, that just sounds dope.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
It's great. It's great, honestly.
yeah, and what would you say are your plans of like, are you planning on dropping like a whole album or?
Yeah, so when it comes to plans, at least for the next year, going into maybe the next couple of years, my main focus was to get my social presence up. Like, I think right now I'm at like maybe a calm like 1,300, about like give or take, you know? And my biggest goal was to get myself out there. And in the meantime, while I'm doing that, continuously posting, continuously dropping new songs, getting the roster. Like, I'll be making Apple Music playlists of all my unreleased songs, saving them in folders, and then I'll go down the list and drop them. I think I got 3 songs left for this year, 2 of which are basically done. We've got Center Stage, Blue and White, and then the last one, which I can't even name yet because I didn't come up with the name yet. But oh,
How many songs are you planning to have?
so for the rest of the year, 3 songs, and then next year, hopefully either an EP or start on an album. I have really started to develop a new sound, and I feel like over the past 2 years, 2024 and 2025, I've really like stepped into my comfort zone in the sense of like I know what I'm capable of. I've been challenging myself enough to know what works and what doesn't, and I really just want to execute that now and be able to get to the point where I'm speaking not just on like lovey-dovey sappy songs like I used to, or like, you know, heartbreak songs, but really telling stories through my music, even if they're not my own, you know.
Right.
So being in that position now, there was a time, like I was mentioning earlier actually, with the artists Ale Araya and Greek. I got to see them in October last year, right after I'd gone through chemotherapy, which I'll get to that. I'll explain that actually. I'll explain that first, because that
Okay.
was the whole thing.
Yeah, let's put a pause on that real quick.
So,
okay.
to give you a quick background, growing up, my entire life, I've had sickle cell, which is
Okay.
basically a disease where my red blood cells, instead of them being a circle, they're kind of like the shape of a banana or a sickle, hence the name.
Okay.
And a lot of the times when I'm having pain crises, it's because those blood cells are getting stuck in my veins. They aren't able to properly deliver oxygen to the spots where I need it, and my hemoglobin was always messed up, which it gets confusing, but long story short, my blood cells are messed up, and it causes me to go through pain. Now, going through that experience growing up, it was always hard. It's definitely been something that's prevented me actually a lot from doing the things I love doing, like being outside, being out and active, which is really why I feel like I took the music route, because like I would have been a track star low key. Like I loved running. That was one of the things that I always wanted to do, but every time I would do it, I'd end up being sick. So like once I found that, you know, other passion, that was what led me to keep on going with that. But yeah, so anyways, I used to be in trial studies all the time just to see if there was anything that would help me with my disease, and if not me, help other people, whether that's children that are sick or adults who need new medication. Like I loved trying those things, because not only is it helping to progress the process of curing this disease, but it also brought me into a state where I felt like, you know, if this doesn't help me, it's helping somebody else. And I loved the idea of being able to do that for somebody. And so I want to say around this time last year, I had been offered to go through a trial study. Oh, I guess technically 2 years ago now. I got offered to go through this trial study, which was for gene therapy. Basically, the whole process was they take some of my blood over the course of a year, they spin it in a machine, get out the stem cells, genetically modify them, and then after a year of collecting cells, they reintroduce them into my system. But in order to get those cells back into my system without there being any complications, they needed to put me through chemotherapy, which hence the reason why I had to go through that. So last year, literally yesterday marked a year since going through the procedure. So that was really recent. But they put me in a hospital for about 27 to 33 days, something like that. I was at Leary Children's Hospital. They walked me through the whole experience. I went through maybe, I think, 3 rounds of chemo in total. And it was just in order to make my immune system weak enough to accept the new blood cells so that they didn't try to attack each other. And that was a really, really developmental, like life-changing part of my life in general for me. So yeah, after going through that procedure, I was out for maybe, I want to say 6 months, no work, just really locking in, developing, whether it was music, getting better and stuff like that, to healing. Because like, bro, like I lost all my hair. I was so weak. I had no energy. But the best part of that was that I was cured. It's been a full year since I've had any type of sickle cell crisis. And like, you know, going from a point where I was in and out the hospital almost every week to like being healed and being able to sit here and talk and like just tell my experience, like it's a blessing. And being able to have gone through that trial for free, you know, like it's amazing, because now not only do we know that it works for other people, but like I get to be a part of that story, you know. And when I went through the trial, it was just, it hadn't even been FDA approved until like maybe midway through me going through the trial. So like by the time I was done, I think I was one of the first people to have gone through that procedure successfully after FDA approval. So yeah, it was great. And then one of the first things that I did, continuing back to the other point now, was I went to a concert, which was for Greek's Accelerator Tour. Every song on that album is literally a 10 out of 10, bro. Like, it does not miss at all. And his opener was Ale. So I remember being sick and just being, like, still weak because of the chemo and all of that. But I was like, dang, like, I really want to go to this concert, this and that. I ended up hitting her up on TikTok and being like, yo, like, I don't know if I'll be able to make it during that time. But, like, if not, like, I hope y'all do amazing. Like, y'all are so talented. Like, just have a good show.
Right.
And she ended up being super, like, just so chill, bro. Like, I ended up being able to go to the concert thanks to her, literally. And saw them perform, saw the energy they had, and just the way they carried and presented themselves, they were so genuine. Like, they literally stayed after the concert just to talk to people. I got my guitar signed by them. I got to perform one of Greek's songs with him, like, just on the curb. It was crazy.
Nice.
But, like, after seeing how they were as artists and how they carried themselves, I was like, yo, that's how I want to be. Like, I got home and started working on an album immediately. So it's like...
That's dope. Like, man, let me just say this real quick, man. That's inspiring, man. Like, for real, like, you're very talented, and the fact that, you know, life hit you a little bit a couple times and you're like, nah, I'm gonna figure out a way, and then you found a way and you found an outlet, and like you're able to like express yourself. And so, man, like, you guys are in for a treat soon. But but for real, like, just, you know, hearing that story, and it's like, wow, seeing you, the fact that you just kept going and you didn't let nothing stop you, man.
Thank you.
Man, congrats on that, man. For
I
real.
appreciate it.
Like, yeah.
It's everything to me, honestly. And like being able to go through all of that too. Like, first off, like, for me, it's always been a type of thing where, like, I don't personally feel like I have that strength. Like, really, it's God, bro. Like, really, he's the one who put me through these situations, even got me to the point where I could have done that. But, you know, I'm just so thankful for the fact that I could, because now I get to share that story. Now that's a part of my story, and I get to add that as more, like, flavor to, like, whatever I'm making, you know? And it's just cool because I feel like I spent so long before picking up a guitar really not knowing where I wanted to go in life, and not really knowing what opportunities I could have had in the first place because of how sick I got. I was at a point where, you know, sometimes I felt like, dang, like, I might just be living off, like, Social Security for the rest of my life and not being able to do anything. But, like, going from that to, like, now, like, I've got everything I need around me to be able to be successful, you know? Like, I just want to keep on going. Like, it's an addiction. I can't even stop.
Right. Because sometimes it is like a blessing, right?
Yeah.
It is like a miracle, something, you know, going to God, you know, because, like, I mean, some people don't believe in God. Whether you do or not, is, you know, it's your choice, whatever, you know. But, like, I think eventually everyone, whether you believe in him or not, we all eventually get to know God.
Yeah.
And then you make your choice whether you don't or not.
Right.
But those opportunities, like you said, like, you know, now you have so many ways and tools and such. Those came because you did not give up, and you kept your faith, and you kept going, man. Like, you know, so you deserve it, man. You're like, for real.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, like, it's so the only thing you could do is just continue and keep dropping music, man.
Yeah.
Like, we'll talk about something off air later, but like, so you say you wanted to do like a few songs.
Yeah.
If you want, we could do one right now, real quick.
Yeah, perfect. Actually, I'll be so down. I'll play one that's actually supposed to be on this album that I'm talking about, or that I've been talking about, the aforementioned album. But I think you'll like it a lot. I can set it up real quick and play it for you. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All right.
But it is crazy how things happen, right? Like, you could use that. Yeah. Hold on. Let me make sure. Yeah, there you go.
Chirping, but no one listens. I've been through a lot. My stones ain't turning, but man, they glisten. They ask me how did I do that? Trying to figure out how to get it back. Ever wonder why good things never last? Cause they all escape with the wind. Never let them in, lying to my friends. Cause it's better off if they don't notice. My head's lost up in the clouds, I can't ever focus. I take it as a sign, maybe that's what hope is. If it goes around, then it comes around. So you better make a sound, cause you only live once. You only live once, you only live once, you only live once. Figure it out before I'm put in a hearse. Stressing, I know that I'm making it worse. Chasing the stars is a hard pill to swallow. I'm putting my hands up, I pray for tomorrow. I can't let this talent I have slip away. Maybe I'd be twice as close to the things I've been chasing if I just decided to pray. Know that I'm not who I was yesterday. All the resentment, it starts to decay. Polish these fingers and put on my face. Maybe the answer's a few steps away, cause you only live once. You only live once, you only live once, you only live once.
Yo, man, what I say. Hold on, let me fix that for you.
Got you.
Yeah, man, that was, whew. How long did that one take you to write?
So I believe when I started writing that song, it was when I was still in the hospital going through chemotherapy, but I actually didn't finish it, I want to say, until maybe like a couple of months ago, actually. So it did take me some while to get the lyrics down, because maybe about halfway through the song, I'm like, dang, like, how do I finish this song? Like, how do I still have the same type of deepness to it and keep it as real as I was intended to without feeling like I'm straying away from the original point, you know? Because for this song, really, a big part of it was me trying to figure out who I was as an individual, whether that was music or art or graphics design, photography, cinematography, all of that. Like, really just find myself. I was still in like a discovery era. Excuse me. And going through that and going through chemotherapy at the same time, I was just like, yo, like, I need to just get everything on my chest. Whatever I'm feeling in the moment, do it. And so I got about halfway through the song, and then maybe the other half of it, I want to say more recently, I just went through like a whole roller coaster of events. I was in Africa. I got to see my family.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, literally all my extended family stays in Africa, by the way.
So your family's pretty much like from like Africa?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
so,
nice. Like what part?
So by ethnicity, I'm Congolese, but as in terms of where my family stays, they all stay in Zambia. So I got family in Lusaka, Zambia. I've also got family in Kitwe.
And you know how to speak like language from out there?
Unfortunately, my parents never taught me.
Oh.
And it's so bad, because it's like, when you go there, the first time I was out there, I was like, maybe, it was 9 years ago. So however old I was, I'm 22 now. So like maybe like 13 or something, 12, 13. And going there and not being able to say anything to your OGs, bro, like, it was just like,
they don't even know, like,
hello, goodbye, I'm happy
it?
to see you. It was
I mean, you always learn the bad words, right?
something like that. So yeah, it was definitely rough the first time going through. And then coming around the second time, like, a lot of my cousins, like, they all speak English better now, and they're all like 19, 20 years old. So it's like I could actually like talk to them for real. And they would translate for me between like my uncles and aunts and my grandparents who didn't really understand English as well. So like I really got to like hear my family's stories, be around family, and just like I felt so much love being there, yo. Like, it was
dope.
one of those things where,
like, in my opinion, like, knowing other languages helps the writing.
yes,
Cause, man, and just because, you know, I speak both Spanish and English.
Yeah.
So like it helps me sometimes. Like, I'm thinking of a thought, and then I'll think it is as in the context of like speaking in Spanish, and then that gives me a double meaning to a sentence that I was trying to bring about, and I was like, oh, okay, boom. So then my sentence or whatever I'm trying to display comes out way better,
And that's so sick too, because it's like I feel like it gives you like duality in a sense, like you're able to do both.
Exactly, right.
That's
because it's a
awesome.
different way of thinking, bro. Like language, the fact that there's so many of them, but yet each of them has their own little like spirit for other words.
Yeah.
It has its own little feel when like someone's speaking Italian or someone's speaking Spanish or something, like Portuguese, whatever. Like what's the language out there like?
So there's a lot, honestly, but I'd say the main ones, French, Swahili, and Bemba.
Yeah,
those are like the
okay.
three that
Swahili
are-
sounds
yeah.
like nice too, right? Like it has the like because some of them look like. There's some languages that sound harsh.
Yeah.
We all know which ones
Start
are
speaking
those.
in Russian or German.
Yeah, right. You're like, oh shit, I need to. Where's the door?
Yeah.
But but for real, like it's languages are like that. Like they have their own little spirit to them, and the way like poets, when you read like a Spanish poet, and you're like, whoa, you can't fucking translate this into English.
Yeah.
It won't have the same spirit. It won't have the same.
It doesn't carry the soul that it had when you said it in its initial
exactly,
language.
right? Like, cause we do put our soul into our art too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, each word that you put next to the next one is what makes you.
It has intention behind it. Yeah.
And like another thing too, like you could see when an artist is connected to their art, because there's a message in there that they're really trying to get out.
Yeah.
And some artists just write whatever the fuck. Let me just write a fucking hit. I don't give a fuck. Let some booty shake and let's go.
Yeah.
But no, in my opinion, because all that music,
I agree
everyone,
with you.
whatever. Like music is music, but I'm just saying, like, you could see when someone's connected to the music and like the words, the experience, whatever they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So, in my belief is like when you're able to convey that, the people who are listening are able to see the visual, and that's even more crazy.
Yes, 100%. 100%. I feel like, especially with, for example, like a couple of songs where I've seen, like, you can literally, like, almost have that feeling of being able to physically see them in that position, like Wilshire by Tyler, the Creator. It's like an 8-minute song. He's really just spitting the entire time, but it's just like hearing a story and how he tells it. It's like, dang, like I feel like I've been on both sides of that story, and seeing the perspective, how he writes it out, how the characters in the song are interacting, like you're getting a vision of it. And I feel like that's was real. Like that's so genuine, and being able to see that in somebody's music, regardless of what they're talking about. Because really, you could make a song like that, or just like something outlandish and crazy, but like be spitting. But I feel like seeing it and being able to visualize the actual song is what makes it all the more better.
Exactly, yeah, because it gives it a different taste, in
Yeah.
my opinion. Especially too when you see someone live, like you also see if they are connected to that art, because then
Yeah.
you start feeling it. You're like, oh shit, like you enjoy yourself more,
Right.
and it's just such a thing when it comes together. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it's just crazy. And going back to the language is like, when you're able to express yourself in different languages, they also say that your brain expands a little more or something. There's some parts of our brain that develop more when you do complex things like that. Like physically, you say I know you weren't able to do too much physically, but like when you were doing stuff, were you like playing basketball too, other than like trying to run?
I'd say a big thing for me was also skating. So roller skating, skateboarding, like those were like
Skateboarding?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
I did that for a while, man. Busting my shit so many times.
bro, so many times, and it's worth it every time, because like when you fall like that, bro, it's just like it's either you get mad and you keep on going, or you get mad and you keep on going. Like there's no in between.
Right, it don't
like,
matter.
You fall, you get up.
Like fuck it. But then when you see the move come out,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh hell yeah.
There's no feeling like
you got
it.
all
It's
the
so
scars
satisfying.
and all that. Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
So I did that a lot. Also, I'd say BMX for a little bit. I never got good at it, but like that was something. Like those were how I was active. When I would get out, that was what I would do. I'm absolutely horrible at basketball. Like, I should have my black card revoked. It's so bad. but like I play from time to time. I say I'm better at soccer than any.
Oh shit,
other
for real?
sport. Yeah,
Nice.
I could play soccer a little bit.
Oh
but-
shit. It's like who's your like favorite soccer team?
My favorite, whatever team Ronaldo is on.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It don't matter what team, as long as he's on it. That's what it is. So,
Oh yeah, because that's always
MC.
gonna be a fucking dope ass game. Like
just
I grew up
saying.
when I first arrived to the scene. Like that's all I would play is soccer. But no one else was like, man, get out of here with that damn soccer ball, bro. And then I started like doing little hockey, and I picked up basketball. And basketball, like I just took over in basketball and shit. But like I think it's always good whether I mean to always maintain one's body, right? Like like as a singer and like R&B singer that with your voice, is there any precautions that you take diet wise or like things that you intake?
So actually,
I'm gonna get you some more water.
bet. I'd say when it comes to dietary, anything, all of that, man, it's really bad. I've been in a position where like I really just be eating whatever, doing whatever. It's so bad. Like doctors have literally told me, like I told them, I think when I had gone through my whole procedure and everything, and I was trying to like gain a little bit of weight because I lost like 40 pounds. They were like, okay, like, what are you doing to gain weight and this and that? I was like, yo, like, I just assumed if I ate all this fast food, I would gain the weight back. And then my doctor looked at me in shock. And I was like, is that not valid, though? Like, I thought that's how that worked. Because, like, people be getting or gaining weight when they eat fast food anyway. So, like, that's what I'm trying to do. So, like, will that not get me to the goal? It was like, no, that's not the type of food you're supposed to be eating.
Yeah,
you can
need,
get
like,
healthy.
some good fats, 'cause,
Yeah,
like,
so-
after a while, me, like, personally, I stopped eating like crazy stuff. I mean, I still do,
On occasion.
Who's perfect? No one's perfect.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? But like, I do try to like watch what I intake too, because it's important. This is our instrument.
Yeah.
You got to walk around in this thing. You know what I'm saying? You
Literally,
take care of
yeah.
this thing, it takes care of you. So like that's crazy. Like being able to just. Because, especially with you, with like singing, I'm sorry because I sort of kind of cut off on that one, but like, so were you able to sing automatically or did you have to learn that?
So I definitely did have to learn. I'd say when I was younger, I was in choir basically from, I want to say as soon as I was able to. I want to say like 5th grade all the way going up to 8th grade. Really, hold on. The only reason I even joined choir in the first place was because I had a crush on this girl, bro, and she was in choir and band. It's so crazy because like now everything I do is music. I never would have even started if it wasn't for that. But like,
snap. Well, shout out.
shout out to her for real.
Yeah, for real.
But that being said though, like it was definitely something I had to practice. And then, when I got to high school, I did let go of it because I was kind of just I thought it was too cool to be in choir. And then that actually really hurt me vocally speaking because then, my voice started to get lower. I couldn't really sing notes the same way. And because I hadn't been practicing, I hadn't been keeping up with it, like I lost that ability for a little bit. So I was kind of taking all of quarantine to rediscover and get better at vocals because I was dog water when I started. I'm not gonna lie, like my voice has gotten so much better than it used to be when I first started playing guitar for real. So like I'm extremely thankful that I kept up with it and didn't stop, even though I did stop for a little bit. But like getting back into it at least, that's the part that counts.
Right,
so,
right. And that goes back to what I was saying, man. It's like I said, man, meeting you, like hearing your story, bro, like that's inspiring. Like just, you know what? I'm gonna fucking use this life because sometimes we're not thankful enough for having life.
Yeah.
We're not thankful enough for being able to walk, talk, think, communicate, whatever it is. sometimes we're not thankful, even though it's so simple. We do it every day. We breathe every day. You know, we could see things every day. We're not thankful for that sometimes. You know, and like the fact that you're able to like you were able to grasp that as when you were going through it, and you're like, man, if I make it through this shit, I'm gonna do something with it, and you actually did. That's inspiring me, like inspiring. You know what I'm saying? So like, man, like, so if you want to drop another little quick song, we're getting closer to the end, but man, for real. It's been amazing meeting you so far,
been a
bro.
pleasure,
Like,
honestly,
hey, for real.
honestly,
I'm so glad that this happened. Like, for real. Like,
thank you for having me again. Yeah.
So I'm gonna set you up, man. I'm gonna set you up.
Bet.
But by the way, y'all gotta check them out real quick. Well, what's the links?
Yeah. Check me out on all platforms under the name Bravo777. Apple Music, Spotify, wherever you find music, I'm there. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's literally ITSJUSTBRAVO. It's just Bravo. Super simple, I know. But yeah, you guys can check me out. And thank you for listening. All right, bet. Let's see here. So... I guess I'm everything and nothing at the same time. Friend said it way better than me. I can't believe you left me stranded, darling. We picked the people that would hurt us like they knew us best. A flaw that I know isn't hard to see. Take a look at me, tripping over bottles, and I'm hoping I don't breathe again. Well, I woke up today. I found the time my friends on. Dang, I messed it up. Hold on. I woke up again. I called my friends. They lost my number. A pathetic display of emotion runs down my face, stuck in my feelings again. But what would my father think if he saw what became of me? The thought of it's killing me, but I don't think I'm changing. I know the words they take over me. The words they take over me. Remember the words that my dad told me right before I knew what passion was, yeah. Excuses on nails that built houses of failure. He knew that I was upset. I guess that he noticed I never could own up to anything. I wasn't dead. Letting the root of my flaws fester, I'd rather dig a hole deeper instead. Why was I like this? Why did I fight it? I guess there's a part of me that just believed I was right still. I don't think I'm lying. I was just blind. I couldn't see 2 steps in front of me, blurred out my vision while crying. I guess I'm everything I knew that I would be one day. Round people with hearts that believed in me. Make it go for just believe. I picked the people that would love me like they knew me best. A part of me I know, falling on my knees. Never been so grateful for the people that I meet. And well, I could cry right now. I hear the sound of family cheering. There's a mountain of love right in front of me. How could I ever forget that they're there? Hold on to the vision that's driving me. Trust in the process that's leading me there. That's leading me there. I guess I'm everything I knew that I would be one day. Around people with big hearts that believed in me. They told me I would make it, go far, just believe. I picked the people that would love me like they knew me best. A part of me I never wanna leave. I'm falling on my knees. Never been so grateful for the people that I meet.
Woo.
Yeah.
Man.
So that one's another one that hopefully I'd like to put on the album. I'm thinking I'm gonna call it Infinity, cause.
Oh, that's what I'm calling my album.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. No, you got dibs then. You got dibs then. I'll come up with something different.
Oh shit. I already got like 6 songs, but I was gonna talk to you about that after off air, but because I was gonna be like, you know what? But anyway, yeah, man.
Thank you. Thank you again for having me too.
Hey, man, it's been a pleasure, man. Like, so usually to end the podcast, I like do a freestyle.
Okay.
If you want to jump on the freestyle, you want to do something on it,
Yeah.
go first, and I'll just end the freestyle like that.
Bet.
You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
So
Sounds like a plan.
It's just like a like some random beat. So
Okay,
you know.
bet. Hopefully I got this. I'm gonna try my best. Yeah. Hold on. Wait. I'm being honest, girl. I don't want problems. I'm making my money. I'm chasing a bag. And if it's one time, then you know I'm about it. I'm doing it once and I'm doing it fast. If you try to leave me, girl, you won't deceive me. I've been on this way since 2003. I don't know why. You thought you were fooling me. Look what you do to me. Girl, I'm getting sick of you. I couldn't believe you're talking to me like you could have seen. You're troubling me. Get off of my you don't want problems. Hold on. Let me see, yeah. Look, my shorty been tweaking. We fought in the evening. I'm spending my nights in the living room. Girl, I cannot do this. You know I've been through this. You know I just steady been missing you. But if I go home, no, I'm going alone. Shorty, I leave without even kissing you. Cause just like I said, I'm going to bed right back where I stay in my living room. And I want your focus, your time, your attention, but you don't be giving it up. Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah. Yeah. That was dope. Yeah. Check it. Check. 1, 2. Okay. Yeah. Get it in, yeah, baby, that's the motto. That's why right now I'm right with Bravo. Do this shit, I don't want strings attached. I wanna go and unmatch with all the stress. Do this shit cause you know that I wear my heart on my chest. Do this, man, cause you know we the best. We gotta do this, man, I take the test. Life just gave me a couple of punches, but I'm still right here eating these lunches. Getting my money, getting my thing on. Do this shit, yo. Putting the strings on the guitar, my boy is a star. He came from like far away, but I called him like, hey, come through, and he came to the P.O.T Podcast, and then he chilling with me. Now we all about to outlast anyone, cause right now we about to blast way beyond the space, cause you know that we about to make another thing in your head. Do this shit to the day that I'm dead. Thank you for being right here. Thank y'all for being right there. Let's go. Chi-Town. We do it like this. Chi-Town. Bravo in the mix. Let's go. Yeah, thank y'all for tuning in, man. You guys gotta follow Bravo, man. You guys gotta go check out all his music. Check out his music videos, because those are like well done, really dope.
Thank you.
And if you wanna like let them know something real quick before we.
All right, a word of advice, bro. Don't think, just do. A lot of the things that we hesitate on are the reasons that we get held back. And I feel like the more doing you do instead of thinking, the better off you're gonna be in the long run. I mean, obviously it's good to think about some things, like you shouldn't just go crash out on your baby mama and like stab her tires or something. But like, like when it comes to the things you're passionate about, just do it. But yeah.
Y'all hear that, man? Let's go check them out. What is it?
It's just Bravo on Instagram and Bravo777 on all platforms.
Hey, let's do it. P.O.T heads. See y'all.